Hey you guys, so today I want to have a little talk about and share my tips because I'm dealing with ADD for a long time now. A little short story about that is that I struggled with a lot of mental health issues when I was in middle school. I used to be a straight A student before that, and then my grades kind of up um because of that, and I didn't learn to manage it until I was in my 20s. So because I don't think that I have the right people around me to actually teach me how to become focused. And not a lot of people actually get to talk to the right people about those problems, so I wanted to share some of my tips. I struggle with ADD. If you don't know what ADD is, it's just a non hyperactive version of ADHD, just ADHD without the H. So as you can tell, I'm a very slow talker, and and that's because most of people with ADHD they think faster than what they actually what actually come out of their mouth. So a lot of people with ADD are slow talkers, and this is me as well. Um, so um, the first tip that I can give to y'all is that you should have a little bit of an. Let me just bring it out. You should have this little notebook. This one I just finished because I write in it every day, and this is like daily tasks notes. And it's very good because because when you write your daily tasks and then cross over with a pen, it brings you a lot of satisfaction because you know that it's kind of like a little celebration because you actually did it, and I don't know what about it brings so much satisfaction, honestly, but for me it does. I know that some people in their daily tasks they write things that are not really important tasks. I mean, there are, but they are like daily stuff that you do every day. For example, like brush your teeth, eat breakfast. And I don't actually write this kind of daily tasks. I write like more important daily tasks that are usually that I need to do usually on that specific day, and not something that is kind of that I do every day normally. Because I find that the most difficult tasks that you need to do are the harder to actually achieve because some of them will cause you more pain. And this is something that is really associated with focus, because you can't focus because you can't deal with the pain of doing the task. So after you actually dealing with the pain and doing this task, actually crossing it over and knowing that you are brave enough to face this task is so much more satisfying than just, brushing your teeth and then cross it over. Oh, I brush my teeth, but I do this every day. So this is what I think that every people should do. And it's way more satisfying and way more organized to have it right on paper. And I don't like actually using a phone to to write these lists because it's so much more satisfying to do it on paper. I know it's less good for the environment, but this is what I prefer doing because I want to see it physically, you know. So the second tip I can give to y'all is that when you can focus and you can get yourself to do a task that you want, do something that you really like before for the next 10 minutes. You can even exaggerate it to 20 minutes but then you have to put a deadline to this activity and then start. I find it really grounding. For me, I usually dance before I have to do a really hard task, because it's really putting me in my physical body and not in my head, and then I find it way more easily to then sit and do the task. So yeah, I don't think that if you need to do something, I don't think that you should push yourself, and if you are not grounded enough to do this task, I think that grounding, and if you want, I can do another video about grounding, because it's also a really interesting topic and really important for focus and productivity. And yeah, and also another thing that is really important for focusing is to not judge yourself while you want to be focused on something. For example, it's usually more if you want to focus on art or making something that is truly yours. For example, if I'm doing a YouTube video and I'm actually judging myself from the start and not actually trying, I will give up eventually, because I'm judging early on and I'm not giving it a real fair chance. So do before you judge, all right? And I think this is pretty much about everything, because when you judge yourself, and this negative talk is just you know, putting you in the state of avoidance instead of actually putting yourself into doing something. And this is something that a lot of commitment phobes out there will understand, because I'm a commitment phobe, by the way, myself. So this is another tip. I'm trying to think, because this is actually a very spontaneous video. Your environment should be fun, okay? If you wanna do something, for example, on your computer, and you want to focus on that, but for example, you don't like to be in a closed space, you can maybe schedule to like go and do this task maybe in a coffee shop or in a place that you really love. Or maybe you don't like that your space isn't colorful enough, so put colors in your space. This is I actually looking around, because my space is with a lot of colors. You just don't see it because here there's nothing here. There's more stuff here. But it's really important, and I find it really amazing. Also, I have these lights. I really like a light up space. I don't like dark spaces. So the lights, I actually put them here intentionally to actually focus in the space. But one thing that really annoys me is that I have a window that is right over here, and usually I like to, to see a view while I'm working. So this is a very difficult for me, but I did this so I can actually focus. And it's actually scientifically proven as motivating and focusing. We have something with color. And I think people saying like, all the children need color. No, we as adults, we need color. So it's something that is really important for productivity specifically, and for focusing. Another tip that is important, it's way more obvious honestly, is to do workouts and to eat healthy. I don't need to explain myself a lot here. Workout has been proven to actually help you focus and improve productivity. When you eat certain foods, certain whole foods, it will help you. And also, if you need to sit in an office, I would suggest that you will bring snacks. It doesn't have to be unhealthy snacks. It can be like, almonds, I don't know, almonds in milk, for example. I don't know, but whatever makes you, when you put something in your mouth and doing something, it's actually help. I don't know how to explain it, but it actually help you focus on the task. And doing workouts, I am working out for half a year now, consistently, finally, after all these years that I told myself that I should do it and didn't do it. And I see that it has helped me tremendously, actually, in improving my focus. Also, I would suggest that you should maybe, this is another tip. I have this stone. It's kind of like an essential oils. This is, for example, for focus. This is what's written on it. You put a drop in the stone, and then you smell it. And kind of like in the essential oils, it will help you. It is this essential oil is designed. Oh my god, my words, is designed to help you focus. And it's really relaxing as well. I have also another one here for energy, which sometimes I like lacks of. And by the way, if you want to, another tip that I can provide you with, that if you feel like you want to do a task and you feel like you want to sleep, don't do this task while you're sleepy. Get a little bit of rest, or maybe do a meditation. And you don't have right now to sleep for 8 hours. You can sleep maybe for an hour, just to get this energy back, because a lot of the times we're pushing ourselves out of our limits. And you shouldn't work while you feel exhausted. Also, another thing that is very much important is that you should improve your discipline. I made another separate video about discipline. You can watch it. I may link it here. But discipline is something that is really important. For example, I started working out, and I feel like this has developed my discipline a lot. I am a very impatient person. And I think that some activities, specific activities, and it could be, very small things. For example, coloring a color book takes discipline, or maybe even playing a computer game for a lot of hours requires discipline. A lot of things requires discipline, and I want you to. If you're struggling with that, I want you to sit with the pain of being disciplined, of committing to a task, and see what thoughts come out, and write them on paper, and see why do I feel this way, and try to reflect on it, and it may bring you a lot of awareness about your situation. This is what I can say about that. Other than that, I think that before you start a task, I think that you should feel inspired to do so. So whenever you feel inspired, I want you to immediately do the task that you want to do. If you feel inspired to do a task, just go for it at the moment, because this wave of inspiration will give you the push that you need to do it, and then it will not feel as painful as taking a step without feeling this wave of inspiration. It will give you a lot of courage to do so. And I really in this specific moment, I really encourage you to take this step to do this difficult task that you've been pushing away. Other than that, if you feel really stressed out about a specific task that you need to do, you can even write. And I have here also another video on writing that you can check out. I think that one notebook that has helped me with completing tasks is a notebook that I write in the moment, each and every thought that comes into my head, and just write it down, spill it out. You just spill it out like water on paper. spinning your mind out on paper, and you find after writing, you find how much you more calm you are. And also, if you feel difficult having a task, this is like my 10th tip. If you feel like you really have a difficult managing a task, maybe you should do it with another person. A lot of the times we forget that sometimes we can't do things on our own, and we need this external help. And if there's a task that you can actually do with another person, I would absolutely recommend it, because when you do a task with another person, finally you have this, communication with the other person about the work, and it will put more enthusiasm towards completing the task. Because when you are together, it's you're not dealing with it alone. You're not dealing with the pain alone of completing the task. You're actually doing it with another person, and it can make it even more fun. So I would totally suggest that you should find even a group to it's, of course, it's very it depends on the task that you need to complete. If this is a task that you need to do it on your own, to do it on your own, but I think that involving another person can be so relieving sometimes, and it can really help you a lot. So yeah, these are the tips. I think these are all my tips. If I have more tips, I may do another video about it. But yeah, these are all my tips. Try them out. Tell me what you liked and what you don't like, or what you may have tried and helped you, or maybe didn't help you. And yeah,